So we wanted to put together a video of everything we did in Tasmania, the places that we stayed, all of our stops, just the route, all of that kind of stuff. Just talk a little bit about why we did Tasmania first, and then are starting to head back up the east coast of mainland Australia. The reason why we did that is because we wanted to miss the wet season up north. So we planned our trip to begin in January, which meant that if we had left and gone straight up the east coast, that we'd probably hit the wet season. So we're hoping that by the time we get to Fraser Island, that the wet season should be over or finishing.
And hopefully we can get up to the Cape.
And hopefully we can do the Cape, that's right. So that's our reason for doing Tasmania first. So we're talking about the route through Tasmania that we did. So we came into Devonport, obviously off the Spirit of Tasmania, and then went to Launceston. So we wanted to go down the east coast first because I think, you know, we thought that would be the nicer side of Tasmania, or from what we had heard. But then when we got there, we found that a lot of people actually really like the west coast as well. So we planned on doing both, but we did spend a little bit more time on the east coast. So we came into Launceston. Our first stop there, we stayed at Old Mac's farm stay, which was really awesome. We all loved it there. I think there was lots of sort of animals. I think there was a couple of donkeys there, sheep and whatnot, but it was just a really pretty little area. There's a restaurant and bar just up the hill from where the caravan sites and stuff are, which was really lovely. We went up there and had a couple of drinks there and stuff, and there's a beautiful view out into like the wetlands area. We did receive a question from somebody on Facebook about how accessible the sites were there, which I thought was a bit odd because it was
Easy.
Really easy. Yeah, like I couldn't see any van not getting in there. Like there was...
Our van's 22.6 and bigger van would have fit.
Yeah, so I don't think anybody should have any dramas getting in and out of Old Mac's farm stay. So from there we made our way over to Bay of Fires. We really love Bay of Fires. Obviously it's really beautiful and scenic there. We stayed at a place called Seaton's Cove, which is sort of right up the top of the camping areas along the beaches there. So there's Cozy Corner south and north there. We figured we'd just go straight up to the one at the top, and then if we couldn't find a spot there, we'd make our way down. We were lucky enough to get a really, really beautiful spot there right next to the ocean.
Yeah, my favourite so far. Yeah,
so that's Ben's favourite spot from Tasmania so far, and it was absolutely stunning. So we've put together some just some video and footage and some photos and stuff of Bay of Fires, Seaton's Cove. From there we made our way down to Coles Bay, or Freycinet. We did one night at the golf club, which was really easy going.
Yeah.
Cheap,
$10 or $15 a night.
Yeah, it was just a little golf club. They have an honesty box there. They also had a book exchange. What do they call them? I can't remember what they're called now.
Take a book, leave a book.
Yeah, whatever they're called. And yeah, we just went up to the golf course, the pub there, and just had a couple of drinks there.
Yep, we stayed in the Big Four.
And then we went to the Big Four after that at Coles Bay. That was really pretty.
That was only $50 a night.
Yeah, that wasn't too expensive there either. And they have like really nice waterfront and stuff like that there. We did find in Tasmania a lot of the, in comparison to mainland Australia, a lot of the caravan parks there don't have pools. And I suppose that's just... I'm
too
not sure
cold
why.
most of the year.
Yeah, it's probably just too cold most of the year, and a lot of the caravan parks have like beaches very, very close by anyway. So that was a really nice spot too. While we were there, we obviously went to the national park. Ben did the Mount Amos hike, and me and the girls went down to Wineglass Bay. So that was pretty strenuous, I think. The Wineglass Bay walk for us,
Pretty full on.
it's pretty full on. Downhill, it's not so bad, but I think on the way, there is signs up that tell you how far it is. It's 1,000 steps down and 1,000 steps back up. And we struggled a little bit. Like, we were okay. We stopped every few minutes, like coming back up, and had water and everything like that.
The weather made it better. If it was hot,
Yeah.
it would be worse.
If it was really hot, we would have struggled a lot with it.
So we didn't stop that much, just like going on.
Yeah, but it was well worth it if you're up for it. Yeah, luckily the weather wasn't too hot, which made the beach not great. We didn't go swimming when we got down to Wineglass Bay or anything like that, but you know, it's well worth it. Yeah.
Where do we go from there?
Triabunna. So we stayed at the Spring Bay Hotel. We just stayed there for a night. It was just across from the Spring Bay Hotel, actually.
Wasn't it after Port Arthur?
No.
No. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we just stayed there for the night. It was nice.
Yep.
Nice cheap camp. Then found some oysters on the rocks just near the bridge there, and we ate them. They were good. From there we went to Port Arthur. We did the historic sites and everything there. We stayed at a place called Semaphore Farm Stay, which is right on the border of the historic sites. The lady, I can't remember her name, she was lovely. And yeah, it was a nice little spot. You can pretty much walk into the historic sites from the farm there, which we didn't do. We drove in and went and did, we didn't do any tours or anything, but we just went and walked around and took photos and everything. I think we did 2 days in a row at the historic sites because they're quite big.
We did the ferry.
And we did the ferry, the cruise and stuff like that, which was really cool. Super educational. The kids loved it. Madison, I think, absorbed a lot there. So that was definitely a good history lesson for her. From there we went to Snug Beach. We stayed at the caravan park there, Snug Beach Caravan and Caravan Park. That was a good little site.
Yeah. Based ourselves there for a few days. That way we could shoot up and have a look at Hobart.
Yeah.
Went to Burnie Island.
Yeah, went to Burnie Island from there as well. So how do we find Burnie?
Yeah, it was nice. It's very big, large island.
Yeah. I think our favourite thing at Burnie Island was the oyster shack.
Drive-through oysters.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. We were going to go in and grab some oysters anyway, but then we realised they just had like a drive-through window. So, yeah, we got some oysters and a shucking knife and shucked our own oysters, and they were really nice actually. From there we went to Mount Field National Park. We stayed at the park campground there, which was really nice too. The facilities there were really nice. We had a visitor in the middle of the night, a big possum, big brush-tailed possum, trying to steal some stuff from underneath our awning. He was pretty cute. Lots of wildlife there. I think Mount Field National Park was probably one of my favourite places. I love wildlife.
Yeah, it was really nice
Forests
to visit.
and stuff like that. So it was really pretty. And yeah, so from there we went to Macquarie Heads campground, which is more
Strawn.
near Strawn. Yeah, I think it's like slightly below Strawn. How long did we stay there for? 2 nights, 2 or 3 nights?
Yeah.
Yeah, good fishing, good beach driving. Like we really took advantage of the beach driving there because the sand was really hard and flat. We did a little bit of dune driving there as well, and there was lots of motorbikes and ATVs, and just seemed like a really good spot. I think the locals will probably spend a lot of time there on their motorbikes and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was a really awesome spot. I actually really enjoyed it. From there we went to Cradle Mountain, We didn't spend as much time at Cradle Mountain as what I would have liked to. We were kind of in a hurry. We did a lot in Tasmania in a short period of time. We were only there for 3 weeks. So we did do the bus tour right up to, was it Dove Lake? Yeah. Had a look at the lake, had a look at Cradle Mountain. We didn't do the Cradle Mountain hike or anything like that. We kind of just took a couple of photos while we were there, did a bit of a walk around. I think we were pretty much exhausted by this point. We were on our sort of last stints on the way home. So, I mean, definitely worth the visit. We would have spent more time there if we could have. From there we went to Burnie. We stayed at Burnie Ocean View. That was really good. Yeah. Did you like that? Yeah. And then we went to Stanley. So we just stayed at the recreational site at Stanley. So it was all self-contained and stuff like that. We caught up with a couple of friends of ours. So we met the guys from Aussie Epic Adventures while we were in Tasmania. So big shout out to Ange and Tim. They were great. They gave us some really good tips and tricks and stuff like that. We met them at a couple of sites along the way, and then they were at the rec site when we got to Stanley as well. So we spent a bit of time with them. We went and watched the penguins there. There's a couple of locals staying there as well, so they had some really good insights into where to go and watch the penguins as they come to shore and things like that. So we went and did that, which was pretty cool to watch. And then from there we came back to Devonport and made our way home. So that was our route around Tasmania. We've put together some photos and some video footage, so we'll just add that onto this, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And aim off. Wish me luck. Alright. Absolute murder. Alright guys, I made it up in an hour, 1 minute. And this is the view. Bloody awesome.